Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March, early April 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Geminis. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we have for you this week. Talk to me, my guides. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it popping. Let's go. What do we got for the Geminis here, my guides? Talk to me nice and quick. Please and thank you. There it is. Okay, so I got this in the Aries reading as well. This is a big card of complexity and appearances. There could be a lot of different things happening with a card like this, or a lot of things going on underneath the surface. And we'll start peeling back the layers on that. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Have a look at this card. It does show up from time to time. You see this woman, she's holding a mask, she's looking in a mirror, there's multiple mirrors, multiple reflections. So of course we could think about appearances because of the mirror aspect, but notice there's a lot of different things on the desk, including a Russian doll. So when I see this, I think of complexity. Maybe there's a lot on your plate right now. Maybe your attention is in a lot of different places. That could absolutely represent it. Or there might be certain situations you're going through that are a little more complex underneath the surface than they might appear. But this energy could sometimes be a little overwhelming. I'll keep it real with you on that. Now, that doesn't make or break the reading. I always say that first card is just a footnote. But there, you guys could have a lot going on in the coming days and weeks. Let's just put that to the side. I'm going to get your 3 tarot cards out in the upright. Then we'll get the intuitive, juicy stuff going. And for some of you, maybe you're changing your appearance in some way. It could be as simple as that. But let's shuffle it up one time here. Let's see what we have for you this week, my friends. Late March, early April. Talk to me, my guides. So, last week's reading. And you know me, I like to keep the titles as simple as possible. It was titled A Drastic Change. And I've been picking that up in recent weeks, specifically for air signs, that there could be a lot changing. Things changing in very big, important ways. So hopefully if you've been going through changes, they haven't been too difficult or too rough. We're going to see what we have for you this week, though, right? Because, you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else you're connected to. There's a lot of Geminis out there. Let's get you 3. All right, quick. High Priestess, intuition, huge. Okay, very spiritual right here starting us off. Yeah, we're absolutely going to need to dive in deeper on that one. Let's get you 2 more. I always like when the High Priestess makes an appearance, but she could be a lot of things. There's also a little mystery involved with her. Okay, we have the 2 of Cups in position number 2. Powerful cards this week so far, Gemini. Let's get one more, then we'll really start piecing this together. Interpersonal relationships, those that we're closest with, right? There could be a very specific individual making an appearance here. All right, now here's that karmic energy showing up with that 7 of Pentacles, that patience. Yeah, you might be waiting on something, waiting on someone. We'll talk about this, Gemini, because there seems to be a lot of different topics at play. And yeah, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes before we get the juicy, intuitive stuff. Now, I just want to point out that we have an interesting elemental mix. At first glance, we have double water and earth. I always say when you mix earth and water, that's usually a bountiful type of energy of blessings and abundance, good things overflowing. But sometimes if you have a little too much earth or a little too much water, it could become a little mucky. Let's just see, though. I'm not going down that route just yet. In position number 1, we have a very powerful major arcana. We have the High Priestess. A lot of readers link her with Pisces, but I tend to link the High Priestess with all water signs. That's just something I personally do. And when we see her, she is the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers. You might be very keen on the energies of those around you and even places in this time, specifically when she shows up, whether you're born with the natural gifts or not. The energies and vibrations of what's going on around you or the people you're connected to could be extra important. So you might want to keep yourself protected energetically. She also represents knowledge. Aside from all the unseen spiritual aspects, she could be information. When I see her, I always say follow your intuition. There could be something about gut feelings when we see her. Now, aside of the High Priestess that gets talked about sometimes is the fact that she could represent mystery, the unexpected. It could be a secretive type of energy as well. So we really want to dive into this more and get more detail for sure. Okay. Now moving over, we have the Two of Cups. At first glance, you see what it's about. You see these two people, they're sharing this cup. Okay, so it's similar to the Lovers in a way where it could represent anyone that we have a very close interpersonal relationship with or an emotional bond. All twos in tarot could be decisions, choices, being at a crossroads, and the partnerships we have. So for some reason, Spirit is highlighting some partnership or some connection in your life that we're going to want to dive deeper on. Usually this is very harmonious. And I'm not seeing any major warning signs thus yet. Like, I'm feeling very neutral so far, Gemini. So we're going to have to see what's up as we press forward through the reading. Let me just get these cards a little straightened out. Okay, now moving to the very back end here, we have the Seven of Pentacles, another deep card. It could be said it's a connection to nature. I always say an interest in gardening and stuff like that when this card shows up. But generally, it's a card of patience, waiting on something. So maybe waiting on somebody, maybe waiting on a result of some sort. We'll just have to see. Your patience could be tested in some way. But this is one of my bigger karmic cards. I always link it to. So karmic situations, karmic cycles, karmic rewards, karmic endings. We just have to see what it's about, because this card represents reaping what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return eventually, is like a big thing with this card. So it seems like we have a lot of different things to touch on here, Gemini. Let's put this card back. And yeah, we're going to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here from a Gemini's. Please talk to me, my guides. What do we got for Gemini? Can't wait to see what the clarifiers say about these. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that High Priestess. Could she be some mystery here? And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Gemini, you could drop them right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, High Priestess. Why is she here? Thank you. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Yeah, some of you might feel something in the air. Like your guard might be up for some reason, Gemini. When I see this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, like, you ever get that feeling like, all right, things are a little too quiet, or something's going a little too smooth? Like, I feel like that's a vibe I'm picking up here for some reason. So these things might be showing up in the coming days and weeks, where things just seem a little too quiet, or they're running a little too smooth. Like you might be waiting on the shoe to drop in some sort of way. Now, the Ten of Pentacles could also represent close family connections. So we have interpersonal relationships, we have family. Watch out for a troublemaker you might be related to as well. That's just something I'm going to throw out there for some Geminis. Like when I see the High Priestess with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, aside from that other message, just watch out for a troublemaker that you may be related to when this shows up. Okay. And yeah, hopefully this isn't somebody like sending rough energy your way as well. I'm not going to dive into that too far, but when I see this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I think of upheaval. And under like a spiritual card like her, maybe somebody is, I don't want to use the word hating, but there could be a jealous individual you're connected to as well. So we'll see how the rest of this plays out, because we might be getting like a warning about a very specific individual, but let's keep moving. I don't want to overcomplicate it, because I feel like sometimes it's very easy to do that. Like if you keep giving message after message after message, it could overcomplicate the thing. So let's see what's up with that Two of Cups. We're just going to keep it moving. If the message hits, it hits, right, my friends? So why is that Two of Cups here? Thank you. Seven of Swords, yeah. Okay. Yeah, somebody might have your attention, or you might have somebody like in your gaze, like I got my eyes on you type of stuff. Now, the Seven of Swords is usually a card of sneakiness, underhandedness, We see this with individuals that aren't the most trustworthy. It's also a card of secrecy. So when we see all this stuff linked together, there might be somebody that, although you may care about them, you might not trust them completely. Like, that's a vibe I'm picking up here. Or spirit might be warning you about a person. Like, listen, watch out for this person. I know I saw a similar thing for Gemini about a month ago or a month or two ago, and it's kind of showing up here again, that we could be having little warnings. Now, it's not saying that you got to interrogate every person you love or every person that's in your life. I'm not saying that by any means of the imagination, but by the way this is lining up with a possible troublemaker in the family, a possible troublemaker that you may be very closely attached to, like, spirit might just be warning you to keep your head on a swivel with any interpersonal connection in this time. But like I said, I'm getting the energy of skepticism as well, so you might be skeptical about a person or their motives in this time. I want to see how it plays out with the Seven of Pentacles, because maybe these energies are from the past, right? Maybe these are energies and situations from the past, and we'll see how it turns out with that Seven of Pentacles. Also, we have repeat numbers here with the double sevens. That could be good, but let's see what's up with that Seven of Pentacles. So this could be a very important warning about certain individuals and people. So why is that Seven of Pentacles here? Then we'll do a quick little recap and we'll get into the shadow card. So why is the Seven of Pentacles here? Two. Another 7. So we have 777 here. Big, powerful number sign. You might want to look into the numerology of that. Okay. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse underneath the Seven of Pentacles. And some of you might be getting into that mental space in life where you're just not going to force anything. Okay. Especially if all the stuff like here is coming true, like certain troublemakers, certain people might be jealous, certain people might be stirring up problems. You might be in the mode where, like, all right, just you keep all that drama, that BS over there. Like, I'm not playing any sort of games. I'm not buying into it. Like, that's a vibe I'm picking up here, like with the Seven of Pentacles and Seven of Wands in reverse. Like, I'm not buying into it. I will not let your drama become mine. So in this time, watch out. People might try to drag you into their issues or their problems. I mean, Gemini, we're getting very specific messages this week. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, please check your other alignments. But the 777s here, like, that's a sign from spirit showing up. But under this karmic energy, you might just be in the space where you're not trying to force anything. Like, all right, if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. If it's not, it's not. It's whatever. I'm just going with the flow. That's a vibe I'm picking up here. So do with that what you will. Interesting stuff. We do have a couple of warnings here, and that's okay. But let's go through and I'll give you a quick little recap of this spread, because we're getting our focus pulled in various different directions. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the High Priestess with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 2 main messages here. A lot of you might be in a mode where, all right, things are a little too quiet, or I haven't heard anything about this in quite a while. Like, you might be feeling like something's coming or something is in the air. Another vibe here, watch out for troublemaking family members and possibly even jealous individuals as well. There might be somebody, and it doesn't have to be family, but it could be someone that has like a little jealousy. I don't want to use the word hater because that's a very strong word, but you might have someone that's like a little jealous of you for some reason, if not the family member thing. But moving over to the center, we have the 2 of Cups with the 7 of Swords. Once again, another important warning about those you might surround yourself with. You might be very skeptical about a person or their motives. You might have your eye on somebody. If not, spirit might be wanting you to just take notice. I'm not saying like start interrogating everyone you know and love, but spirit might want you to just keep your eyes open. Moving, and they are important warnings, all right? When I feel like spirit is like highlighting certain people, you should probably pay attention. Moving to the very back end, also the 777 number sign. Look into the numerology of that. That's a very powerful and holy number. But the 7 of Pentacles with the 7 of Wands in reverse, like, you just might be totally over being involved in anyone's drama. Make sure you don't get dragged or pulled into other people's drama. That could be part of this whole warning we have this week. But to me, you might be in a mode where, like, I'm not forcing anything. Like, all right, if it's a good person, if it's a good person. If it's not, I'm not forcing anything. I can't make someone something that they're not. Like, I'm getting this very go with the flow type of energy, which I would say is a good thing. But please take a screenshot, look into those further. Lots of stuff. I'm going to get you one shadow card here. Shuffle it up one time. See what we have in the shadows for Gemini. And once again, if that wasn't hitting, please check your other alignments, okay? And that could be something someone you're connected to is going through as well. But let's see what we have. I feel like we're getting pretty specific. That was coming through similar to like a personal reading, in my opinion. All right, Queen of Swords, that could absolutely be your card. Don't let other people make you jaded, okay? Now, a lot of times in life, Queen of Swords, especially in an air sign reading, the actions of others and how people have been in the past, they might make you, I don't want to say something so strong as to say lose faith in humanity or people in general, but they can make you feel very jaded, all right? And I see that there could be a warning against that with the Queen of Swords in the shadows, because yes, she is honest, shrewd, no nonsense, no BS, and we were picking up undertones of that in the spread itself, but she could also be a little emotionally detached. So some of you might be walking that fine line of like not caring and becoming completely cold and just like, all right, I'm cutting all that away. It's good to stay a little in touch with emotion at all times. That's my personal opinion. She could also be a warning against harsh words, harmful words. Maybe some of you have a rough history with an older feminine figure. That could be it when the Queen of Swords shows up. But yeah, I mean, that's what I have for you this week, Gemini. Please don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the February subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air sign readings. But for March, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. This is a new deck and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments out of this week's reading, which card spoke to you the most. At the end of the month, the winners will be in the community tab. Once again, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.